Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is, guess what? You know it. We all know it. It's the Watchmen Radio Hour on WSUW 91.7 The Edge. Thank you for joining in. Drake, Dino, a guy who's on this show. You know him. He's the most annoying one. He decided to bow out, and he's at the Bucks game and not this, which made me sad. Which, yeah, it shows how weak our bond is, I think. Anyways, so I got a special little guest host with me today. You want to introduce yourself here?
Yeah, Ryan Kusha.
Welcome.
Also known as just Kusha.
Just Kusha? That's what I'll be saying to you this entire time throughout this little hour here. Okay, so Kusha, let's take a look at what we got here. Obviously, I didn't see anything specifically from this weekend because I didn't care about what there was. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, 21 Bridges looks interesting. Maybe just because
sort of.
What's his name? Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. Did you ever see that first trailer for it?
No, I honestly haven't really watched
it was
the trailer.
The weirdest and most painfully cliche trailer where there's a lot of... Also, they go by every beat, every plot point. Mm-hmm. So essentially, it's the entire movie paced out within their own trailer, which just doesn't... That's not a good thing to do.
And I mean, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, too, looked kind of interesting. Just because of Tom Hanks, you know.
Did you ever see the documentary? It's
I think I know what you're talking about.
Won't You Be My Neighbor? That's the one it's called.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that.
The documentary is really good.
Yeah.
I really like it. It just goes through sort of his beginning. They briefly mentioned the beginning of his life, but it's more about him and his start on television up until, obviously, his huge show.
Okay.
Which was loved by everybody.
At all last year?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, they do nominate... I'm trying to remember. I don't think they nominated any specific documentaries, do they, in the Oscars?
No, I'm pretty sure they do.
Don't they do documentary shorts? But do they do
I don't know.
documentary featurette films? I'm gonna look.
Yeah.
Let's take a look here. All right.
Hopefully we don't.
Oscar.
Let's see.
Documentary nominee. Oh wait, crap. Maybe there is. What?
Yeah.
Oh no, I just see shorts.
The best documentary feature.
Oh. Wait a second. Maybe it is true. What?
I thought so.
What?
I mean, why wouldn't it? I don't know.
I don't know why that just passed my mind.
Yeah, Free Solo won this past year. Or I guess
you know that maybe. All right, I guess that was a total space on my part. My bad. Let's take a look at something else that came out. I know there was that. Knives
Frozen 2.
Oh well,
gosh,
man.
I'm
a big Frozen fan.
I wasn't even a fan of the first one, to be honest. Don't get me wrong.
I didn't care for it.
It might be good. You know,
I mean, it's not... You can make the argument that it's just not made for us.
Yeah.
It's more for just the little children, but it's not good either way.
And then, I don't know if you heard about this, but Dark Waters with Mark Ruffalo. Hear about that at all?
Yeah. Wasn't it... That was also released, right? I remember only seeing one trailer for it.
Yeah, I don't think it was like a big release.
It's where he's he's a lawyer who or an attorney for a big what is it, like an industrial company that they end up doing like a fossil fuel company, but then he ends up representing a local man a farmer who talks about how all of his cows are dying and how it's a result of the local fossil fuel industry in his town, how it's affecting things. So then he ends up flipping and representing the common man instead of the fossil fuel industries. And,
yeah, I mean, they got some more good cast members in it.
Who else is in it?
Anne Hathaway, Tim Robbins.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know any. There might be some other ones you might recognize.
Okay, sure. But Tim Robbins, definitely. Obviously. I know... What else? There was something else that I'm thinking of that just isn't coming to my mind.
Charlie's Angels, the new one, come out?
Well, that was...
Or was that the week before?
That was the week before, and that failed miserably.
Awful, like a 3.9 on IMDb, I think it was.
It just, I don't know, man. It just didn't look too good. Yeah. But then it's a remake of a franchise that I don't think a whole lot of people cared about to begin with, because wasn't it a show for a while, right?
I think you're right.
And then there was
a couple movies. One like Cameron Diaz was in.
But
but I never saw him.
I remember seeing Elizabeth Banks, who directed it and is in it as well, and I think she was a producer for it.
Oh, really?
She apparently complained about how men don't usually go see action titles with women in them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, perhaps there's some truth to it, but I can't think of anything specifically.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
neither.
There wasn't a whole lot of advertising for it, and
I didn't even know it was.
The only person I was semi-interested within the movie itself is Kristen Stewart, and I said semi. I didn't say man, I gotta go see the next Kristen Stewart movie. Yeah, I know. And then it's a remake of something. So therefore, I think all those combination of things are why this movie failed, and not just because it's a female-led action movie. But it didn't look good. Oh yeah, and then also Ford versus Ferrari still made a pretty decent amount of money.
Yeah.
In this weekend and stuff.
Frozen made $127 million.
That's so much.
Yeah.
Well, that's to be expected. It's Frozen.
Yeah, almost 9.5.
It was like remember that
Bridges.
Ridiculous, massive phenomenon that was created after that movie was released. It was pretty. Like, I'm just saying, like, culturally, like, how many kids watched it. Like, when the first Frozen movie came out.
Oh, yeah. It was
how many kids were, like, obsessed with that movie.
Yeah.
So it's to be expected that this Frozen 2 would be popular. This is making me think of something, too. Disney-related. You haven't watched Mandalorian yet.
No, I have not. But I did hear somebody made a special appearance in it.
I don't even know what you're talking about specifically, but
well, from the last episode. Maybe some people haven't seen it yet, so I can't say the name.
Why are you finding spoilers for it on your own? That's not
no,
good.
It's all over, social media and that.
Because I remember, I remember specifically I would see this on Instagram. Star Wars would post just a crap load of pictures from the recent episode on their Instagram. I'm like, why are you doing that? Just hold on, give it a second before you start posting like spoiler images from the show on it. You know what I mean? And they're plastered everywhere. I see stuff everywhere for it, and it makes you like.
There's even commercials yesterday during football
that like show stuff from the newer episodes.
Well, I guess it is ESPN. So.
Oh yeah, they own. They're now owned by Disney and stuff.
So it makes sense, but.
I know. I just wish you could do something where you could just literally wipe your memory of like stuff you've seen for a specific show or a movie coming out. Like if it's anything spoiler related, especially for like those big shows. Like remember when I know a lot of people started tuning into Game of Thrones probably about season 4 in terms of like season 4 or 5 in terms of like watching it live.
For sure.
And then a ton of people came in at like season 6. But, like, before that, I'm sure, especially even people who decide, you know what, I'm going to watch Game of Thrones at, like, season 6. And, like, think about how much advertising there was for it everywhere. And I'm sure they've seen a million images for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, if you really wanted to watch it, you wouldn't be able to fully experience it the way most people did because you've seen so many of these images that are spoiling the future of the show on its own.
I mean, that makes sense. I see what but speaking about Star Wars, did you hear about the script?
A script leak?
The script of the new movie. An actor left it under their bed, I guess.
What?
And I don't know if it was if it must have been at a hotel because somebody was cleaning the room and found it and posted it on eBay. I don't know how much for or whatever, but
is there truth in like it being a real thing? You know what I mean? Like, was it the real thing?
It was on Good Morning America. J.J. Abrams even commented on it. He said, one of our actors, I won't say which one I want to, but I won't, left it under their bed.
I want to.
And it was found by someone who was cleaning their place. So, must have been that.
But then you're going to know who took it, and, like, isn't there some sort of... But, like, if you think about it, is there, like, a legal sort of action that could be taken? Obviously, probably against the actor themselves, but then couldn't that also be taken against the person who leaked said stuff? Because isn't it...
Could be.
I don't know.
I
don't really care. Like, if you're stupid enough to look at spoilers, then you aren't really much of a fan at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And what's you know those stupid questions that you get on, like Like, have you ever watched, like, a talk show or something? And, like, I just have not been enjoying watching talk shows where the person will be asking the actor, oh, why don't you tell us a little something about the upcoming movie? Yeah. And they're like, well, I don't want to, blah, blah, blah. Like
Jimmy Kimmel or
especially, like, Kimmel or something. They'll be like that. They'll be like, yeah, tell me, here, I'll give you some money. Like, literally on air. And you're just like, what fool wants to know all these spoilers to a movie or, like, a franchise that they enjoy? That just doesn't make much sense to me. Especially Star Wars.
Did you get your tickets yet?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm still upset, obviously, as you know.
About what?
Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm open to this movie. Because I liked the trailer.
Excited. Well, yeah, I thought it was good, too.
It pretty compelling.
I'm glad they didn't show anything about the Emperor.
Well, they did. They do show him. He's talking, and you see him on the throne floating towards her.
Was that the newest trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
What? So you haven't watched the new trailer?
When did that come out?
You don't see him in this face. You see the side of him. It's his hood. You see his hood, and he's in like a floating chair.
I see what you mean.
Floating towards Rey.
See, I thought you meant...
She's got her lightsaber out. She's like, oh? And then, like, you know it's him because it's the hood.
No, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not like a new specific thing.
You saw the...
Also, if they're showing Palpatine in full, then that's stupid of them to be doing that in the first place.
For sure.
That would be...
That's why I was
I mean, I still don't... Hopefully they're... It's just kind of sad, unfortunately, they had to bring back a character who's so great into a franchise in these last 3 movies. You know, to sort of revive it a little bit after the nonsense that was The Last Jedi. I'm just saying, like, I hope there truly is a purpose and true significance to him being there.
For sure.
But, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want it to be... He's just like, there just to be there.
Yeah, I know. For sure, and I agree with that.
But, and if he's truly alive in full form, then wouldn't that, like, sort of negate Vader's own sacrifice, remember, at the end of Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like that doesn't... I feel like, story-wise, it doesn't give as much weight to his turning back to the light side.
I didn't think about it that way, to be honest. But no.
Yeah.
Since you mentioned it, it makes sense.
Whatever. Hope it's good.
Same here.
I found the cavalry charge on top of the Star Destroyer to be pretty goofy. Whatever. We'll see how it goes.
For sure.
Like I said, I was more excited in general to watch The Mandalorian than I am to continue watching The Mandalorian than I am to even see this movie. But it's Star Wars, and you know, they've got me. They've got me, man. I have to keep watching it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But what about...
What?
James Bond. The new one.
Well, I mean, that's not a surprise to me that Daniel Craig's not going to do another one.
No, neither am I.
I remember even, like, there being a thought about how he wasn't even going to be in this one.
Yeah,
I remember there was all those talks about how, this person's going to be the new James Bond. I remember there was an Idris Elba little thing for a while. But he's not exactly young. I mean, it's not like you want a guy who's, like, 25 to be James Bond. I think he'd have to be, like, late 30s or something to be, like, a James Bond. But how old is Idris Elba? Like, 50? 40? Like, late 40s? Not 50. Probably late 40s. That's my guess. Here's my guess. 48. That's my guess. Prove me wrong.
Wow, 47.
Thank you. Good guess.
I don't know. I think he'd be... Do you think he could pull it off?
Well, sure. Of course he could.
I think he'd be good.
But I'm saying, like, even addressing them now is... Even if he would be another James Bond, that's so far down the line.
No, yeah, now.
And I even saw something way back when that Cillian Murphy was going to be him. That was before this movie was announced or, casted, everybody.
I thought that would be awful. Okay.
He's okay. He's a cool actor. I don't know if he has the persona, actor, perhaps.
But I just don't think he has... I don't think he'd fit the role well.
Yeah. You know, I remember when this is making me think of something else in relation to you, because you made me... You wanted me to watch the movie Layer Cake with Daniel Craig. And, I remember looking at the cover, and it looks like a James Bond movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's him holding a pistol, and,
I think that's what got me to even watch it.
Yeah, and this was before Casino Royale, obviously.
Yeah.
But, he's holding it, and he's got it to, the side, and then just the cover, I'm like, this looks like a... Are you sure this isn't a hidden James Bond movie? Obviously, plot-wise, it really isn't at all. But I'm saying, the cover of the movie, its poster, this looks like a James Bond movie.
Definitely.
That's a good movie, too.
Yeah,
just
it is.
Randomly thinking about that one. You guys should watch Layer Cake. It's about a dude. He's a cocaine dealer. And then he ends up getting a job from his boss that's a little above his what he normally would do.
Who's
and then stuff
actor?
happens.
I can't.
Daniel Craig.
No.
Who are you
Obviously.
In Layer Cake?
Yeah.
Who specifically? Oh, the guy who plays Dumbledore? Isn't that the guy who is his boss? Oh, wait. No. Yeah, isn't Dumbledore in the movie?
Hold on.
Dumbledore's definitely in the movie. I know that for a fact. He's got... Let's take a look here. Tom Hardy's in it, too. But he's a fairly smaller supporting character.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Are you sure he wasn't... I'm pretty sure it was Dumbledore, the guy who was... I don't know, he's the rival, right? I won't say any more about that, because that's on the spoiler route. This guy, who's this? This guy. His name is Kenneth Cranham. Here, I'll show you. This guy. Are you looking for the boss? His boss?
Yeah, right.
This guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, this guy. He's in, do you ever see... I know you haven't, but have you ever heard of the HBO show Rome?
Yeah, no, I've heard of it.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
It had a couple seasons and it got canceled just because how large its budget was.
Really?
But it takes place in ancient Rome. It's about Caesar's rise to power and some of the events that follow that. Mm-hmm. But in it, this guy, Kenneth Cranham, older guy, he plays Pompey, who's a major figure in that. He's really good in that show. Yeah. But that show, man, that show is very good. And I'm really sad it got canceled. Whatever, that's kind of off topic, but...
Isn't that the same with, like, Spartacus?
Well, Spartacus ended on its own. Not on its own, but I'm saying it had its ending. It was beginning and end. But the main actor died in the first season. And right before they started shooting the second one, and there was, like, a huge thing about it, and then they recast him. The guy who plays him again is good, not great, but it does kind of throw you off. It's a little jarring, I remember.
Sure.
In that show, when you bring in this other guy from the guy who died of cancer, it was a little goofy at first, but like the guy stands on his own for the most part in that show. Did you ever see it? Any of it, you think? It was on Starz, or it is on Starz. That's what it was.
I don't think so.
No, it was like I know. It's very stylized too. It's a little bit this isn't necessarily a good thing. It's action-wise in terms of, like, think 300. I would say it's a lot in, like, that sort of essence, where it's very stylized colors and, like, sort of like the big splatters of blood type of stuff. But it's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid action series as a whole, and the drama is pretty solid, too.
Have you seen Animal Kingdom? That TV series?
Animal Kingdom?
Yeah.
I think
I just recently started watching it. I'm still in the first season, but it's pretty interesting. Like, there's this woman that has like 4 or 5 kids, but one of them she gets, I can't remember who from, but joins like their family, and then
I've never heard of the show.
They're involved in a bunch of like stuff. And
wait, was this a show that was bought by? I know. Crap, I'm thinking of something else too. Never mind. I'm still thinking of something else. I know. I'm looking at it.
You should check it out.
You sure?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good, and I was only a few episodes in, 6 or 7.
Okay, sure. What else? Kusha. Well, Animal Kingdom wasn't too good, or not. What am I talking? Why did I even say that? I think I was just thinking of something to say, and for some reason that's what rolled off my tongue. Hello. Kusha. I want to talk about there's a bunch of random ones in here, but we should be able to talk about these for a little while. We'll talk about some random Thanksgiving movies. Good or bad, whatever floats your boat.
Thanksgiving can even be a scene that's in the movie. Right?
Sometimes you mean like in terms of like how it's referenced, it's like it's a very minor thing.
Well, it could be, yeah.
Relative to Christmas movies, I would say Thanksgiving is probably the most minor of holidays. Yeah. Holiday movies.
There's not a whole lot
that are dragged out. There's still some.
Yeah, but a lot of them I haven't seen. For sure.
Have you seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
is the one that
you haven't seen
I haven't seen.
It's so good. It's John Candy
and
Steve Martin.
Yeah.
And do you know? So the plot of that one is Steve Martin's character, he is like desperately trying to get back home to have Thanksgiving with his family.
Yeah.
He was on a business trip, but a lot of flights and stuff are canceled, and when he ends up it's called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles because he ends up taking multiple forms of transportation, and then he ends up needing to get a ride, or he doesn't need to, but he ends up deciding to get a ride with John Candy's character, who's this sort of super joyful big guy who's a salesman.
Okay.
I don't want to say what he sells because that's part of the funny part of
sure.
what's in the movie. So he takes him on a little road trip, and he's taking him back to his Thanksgiving dinner, and then they just sort of, the classic, let's, like, a little bit of bonding and then the pulling away and how they're kind of polar opposites of each other. But it's very funny. It's awesome. I love this movie.
I've heard it's good. I just haven't gotten a chance to watch it. But
John Candy at his best.
What about Paul Blart Mall Cop?
I also put that on my list, too. I also have it
I kind of forgot that it was around Black Friday.
Well, yeah.
Right?
I guess in a way it's more... I don't know if it's not more of a Christmas movie because it takes place just after Thanksgiving. Yeah. Here's the thing. That movie is not terrible.
No,
but I agree. But it's not good.
It's a fun movie to watch.
I remember really liking it when I was 10?
Yeah.
And watching it, it was pretty solid.
The second one's awful. If you ever
I don't think I ever saw the second one. Well, what's he protecting another mall? What's he doing?
I don't even really remember, to be honest. That's how much it wasn't important.
I remember, this movie was...
I think it was it might have been like a casino or something. I think it was a casino.
Was it
in Vegas?
In Vegas or something? Okay.
Yeah,
that movie. It's just that Kevin James, I don't know, he's just not good in movies.
When was his last movie? I feel like it's definitely after.
What was his most recent movie?
Yeah.
Probably nothing. Let's take a look. Kevin James, what are you up to, Kevin? Come on.
You know who I thought about the other day, who I haven't seen in anything for a while? Josh Hutcherson.
Is that the guy from...
Bridget Terabith, yeah. He was in some other...
And then he was in Hunger Games a little bit?
Yeah. He played PETA.
Yeah, I remember the guy you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if for some reason I was talking about.
Well, he was in a popular show that got canceled. I mean, it just didn't have enough people watching it, but the people that did really liked it.
Yeah.
It's called Future Man, I think. That's the one I'm thinking of. Okay. He's a janitor or something that travels in the future. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I remember. I remember seeing a mop and then it being called Future Man, so I don't really know anything about it.
Sure.
But oh no, I'm looking at Kevin James stuff.
Hotel Transylvania 3.
Well,
Summer Vacation.
You know who's going to toss him in every single movie he can is going to be Adam Sandler because they're good pals.
Oh, yeah. Pixels,
and they've done a crap load of movies. And then he did that one movie in 2012 called Here Comes the Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Where he played like a teacher who became an MMA fighter.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
I'm pretty sure, isn't Pixels also like one of the most just notoriously awful movies? I haven't seen it because I know it won't be good.
I can't remember I think I did watch it.
Back when it came out in 2015.
I don't remember much of it. It wasn't good.
Man, there's just a lot of crap here. I'm still looking at all the movies that he's been... Oh, he was in... Well, he must have been such a small part. Did you ever see... He was in Sandy Wexler. It was an Adam... What's wrong with me? I just said his name a million times.
Sandy
Hello?
Wexler.
Well, his main pal, he's in all these movies with Adam Sandler. I forget his name. Yeah. What on earth was I doing there? Adam Sandler plays his old, like his what's it called? His agent or whatever. But Sandy Wexler he's like supposed to be a super unique character, unique guy. So what he does is he plays his old agent and stuff, and he represented a lot of people. Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
But actually, I remember too how Adam Sandler sounded like a contract to be in, I don't know how many, but just to do like 6 or 7 movies in Netflix. And I was like, what? Why?
Huh.
But why? Why does Netflix? But it makes you think. Why does Netflix buy Because, a lot of times when some studios, smaller studios too, big or small, will have made a movie, they know it's not going to be good based on whatever their viewings are of it. Yeah. Then what they do is they have Netflix buy it. But Netflix will buy it for a crap load of money. But then it's a crappy movie that now they have under their own title saying Netflix original. But what's their thought process? Are they just more just like, let's just make content for the sake of content, just spit a bunch of crap out?
Get viewers or something? I don't know. I mean, throw an actor on, a well-known actor.
I'm going to subscribe to Netflix now for this small drama about a guy who is fresh out of jail and decides he wants to improve his life, and then it's just really awful and boring. I'm thinking of a movie that Netflix has done, that they bought. It was called Small Crimes with Nikolai Coster-Waldau. He was in. Whatever. It's not important. It's a bad movie. I had another
one.
Couple things on here.
Prisoners.
I saw that on some other people's lists, but it's not.
It's not.
It takes place from
set around
the event right after Thanksgiving, and that movie's so good.
Yeah,
it's very good. That's the guy who directed. Paul Dano's great, obviously. Denis Villeneuve, he's super good. He directed
Arrival, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, he did direct
Nightcrawler.
Arrival. Well, I don't like Nightcrawler. He directed.
I liked it a lot when I first saw it, and then I watched it again a few months after it came out, and it wasn't as good. I think it was just like first time or one.
I want to talk about those movies too, but I want to finish what I was gonna say about Prisoners. It's very good. It's Jake Gyllenhaal just being good, being great, and Hugh Jackman being even greater. They're so awesome. I love both those guys. It's so good.
Honestly, they should have gotten nominated, I thought. At least Hugh Jackman.
I agree. Or the movie itself for more things, at least.
Yeah. Did it even... I don't think it got nominated.
I think it had something.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. It was a while ago when it came out. And also, I don't keep track of...
Yeah.
That was nominated for this. Check. I don't have a list of all that.
No, yeah.
But yeah, the movie's about Hugh Jackman's character. He's a father, and he and Terrence Howard is also in the movie. Mm-hmm. Their two daughters, after Thanksgiving dinner, they go outside to play, and then they go missing, and we're wondering what happened. Did they get kidnapped? Were they just disappear on their own? And then Jake Gyllenhaal's character, who is the leading detective,
so good,
pursues all possible leads to track down the girl's whereabouts. But then you also have Hugh Jackman and Terrence Howard, who might enact some of their own justice on their own. And it's just super good. It's dark. It's not a happy Thanksgiving movie. It's more about a movie that has a piece of the setting is Thanksgiving. That's what this movie is. Yeah. But it's very good. Denis Villeneuve, super good. Have you seen Blade Runner 2049?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, man. Dude.
I know.
Wow.
The visuals are stunning in that movie.
My God. I freaking love that movie.
And then that one, I thought that one character, the actress who played like the...
Oh, she plays one of the what do they call it, replicants? No, that's a different movie, franchise. What was wrong with me?
Name?
No, I'm thinking something else. No, wait, can you look up
She was the evil, though.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm saying, like, can you find what they're called again? What the android... They're not androids, but they're synthetically created.
Her name was Joy in that, right?
People. Yes, that is her name in the movie. Yeah, she's a great character. What are they called again? Do you see it? What are they referred to as? Replicants.
She was the...
It is I'm fairly confident it's replicants, although this doesn't sound right, too.
Replicants.
The more I think about it. What are the synthetic people called in Blade Runner?
Yeah.
Replicants?
Yep, replicant.
I knew that's what it was. All right, so, yeah, she's really good.
Well, she was the good one. She was good. The good...
Oh, no, Joy from the original Blade Runner. Wait, give me a second.
No, 2049.
I'm spacing out here. Give me a moment. Joy. Her
name was
Joy. No, you're thinking of Ana de Armas. Is that what you're thinking of?
No, it's this girl.
I know what you're talking about, the crazy one. Yeah. She's great. I know exactly what you're talking about. What's her name on? Oh, here we go. She played Love.
Sylvia,
That was her character's name.
Yeah, Sylvia.
Hoax.
Something.
Her last name is spelled Hoeks. Perhaps it's Hoax. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, she was super cool in that movie. She's very intimidating. You could see her like losing her mind. I felt like my least favorite part of that movie is Jared Leto himself.
Yeah.
I felt like he's easily the weakest piece of the entire movie. He really isn't. But it's more like, oh, I'm Jared Leto. I'm an evil corporate man. Blue, blue. I find, it almost seems funny. It's almost like he takes his roles too seriously to the point where they become these dull figures like they are in Suicide Squad. But I don't want to talk about the movie. I want to keep talking about this movie. It's so good. And, I was actually worried, too, about they're just throwing Harrison Ford in here for the sake of him being, he would play more of a role like he did in Force Awakens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be more of a mentor figure
and
would be more prominent. Yeah. But in this, he's in it because the story needs him to be in it, not just for the sake of throwing Harrison Ford in there for the heck of it. You know what I mean? It feels well placed. He feels welcome in the movie. And then Ryan Gosling is great, obviously, because he's great in general. Ana de Armas was fine. She's not even truly... I mean, she's a character, but she's not really... you know what I mean? She's not a person.
No, yeah.
That movie's so good. Visually, the writing, the structure, its pacing, the acting, the everything is great. I don't know, what's your opinion on the original one?
I didn't care for it as much.
No, me neither.
I thought it was... I don't know,
I'm not a fan.
Confusing in a way?
No, it's just boring. It's extremely long.
I agree with that.
It's really long.
I thought it was, I don't know.
It's a obnoxiously long movie.
Yeah.
But it's really, visually, and it's all the sound within the movie is great, which you can't deny. But overall, I'm just not a fan of that one. I don't think... There's been 3 separate occasions, I remember, distinctly, trying to watch the original Blade Runner all the way through. Here's what happens every time. I fall asleep. I can't help it. Every single time I've tried to watch the original Blade Runner all the way through, cannot help but doze off. It's very hard.
I've only seen it once, and that was so I could watch Blade Runner 2049.
I think you'll be all right. I think you'll make it.
No, I don't really plan to watch that again.
I know people love it. Those that... I don't really know. Maybe people our age that really like it, specifically.
Yeah.
And it's not... I don't even know if it's really a generational thing. It's just an insanely slow movie. But then this new movie, 2049, was completely unexpected. Actually made it in my my top 50 of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm not...
Super good.
Hating on it, but it's cool.
I mean, you're not hating on it. Does that mean
I didn't want it to sound
means you didn't love it, huh? You didn't love this movie, dude? You want to go? Come on. I'm just kidding. I think we've had our fill of Blade Runner 2049.
Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving.
I also have that on there. Yeah. Well, I guess you have to put that on there.
As obvious as it can get.
As we were kind of mentioning before, there really isn't a whole lot of anything related to Thanksgiving. Actually, you know what, Kusha? I want to know something. Tell me. Okay. What are some of your favorite movies? Let's do that. You know, give me a few off the bat.
Rear Window.
That's a good choice.
The Hitchcock one, not the one with there is
there
one
a remake
with,
one?
I don't know, but
not Hitchcock, obviously.
There is one with Christopher Reeve. I've never seen it.
Oh, and it's him in the wheelchair?
But, yeah, I think it.
Oh boy.
It might be like it is a TV movie.
Oh well, that doesn't sound. Yeah. Any TV movie should turn anybody off.
5.6 out of 10.
That's not good. Yeah. Is it him when he was in the wheelchair?
1998.
I think he would have been in his wheelchair. Yeah, I think he almost died, right? I don't remember when he died. He died close to when he died.
That. Here, let me see.
No offense to Christopher Reeves, but that's the only role he could play.
Come on now.
Or something else. I don't know. Poor guy. I love Christopher Reeves. You like the original Superman movies, right?
2004 he died.
Did you like the original Supermans? Well, the first two I like, and that's it.
I only saw, like, the first one. I don't recall seeing the second one, but then isn't there like 5 of them or something?
There's like 5. There's like 4 or 5.
I think I saw 3 and 4.
Those are the worst ones.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's literally the worst ones.
Superman was never one of my favorites. Like,
well, neither for me, but I like those first two, Christopher Reeves.
I thought, honestly, a lot of his villains were kind of boring.
I just think it's the way they were performed out. I think that's what it is.
But even in just like...
You got
even
Gene
like
Hackman.
Movies,
you got Gene Hackman playing Lex Luthor. He's great.
Kevin Spacey.
Oh, he plays him in Superman Returns. That movie with that one guy that nobody remembers.
Yeah, I think he's like coming back for some other Superman.
Oh, there's something with the Arrow Flash stuff where he's playing like Superman again. But I'm like, who cares? Who cares? I remember when that movie was announced, it's called Superman Returns, and I'm just like, wait, what? I couldn't tell if it's a sequel to Superman 5 or Superman 4, whichever the last one is. I don't know how many there were, because they're just not good. Any ones past 2 are just brutal. But it's called that what year was that when they came out? Like, what,
2006 or 7? I think 7.
7 sounds right. One of those two. Let's take a look. 7? Come on.
I'm pretty
sure. Don't tell me. Until I pull it up here. Superman. Come on. Load. Hello? 2006. Crap! I thought I had it. I thought I had 2007. I guess not.
It was 2006.
But what's up with this stupid title?
Superman Returns.
Yeah, what is it? Where's it? Where'd he go? Is he just hanging out? Whatever. I don't know why I bothered even talking about this movie at all.
Let's see.
What were we talking about before that? Superman. Oh, you were talking about your favorite movies. You said
Rear Window.
Yeah, I love Rear Window. I just love
so good.
James Stewart. Jimmy Stewart. Yeah. He's so good.
And then, oh my gosh, what's her name? What's the actress's name in that?
I don't remember. I'm forgetting. The woman who visits him or is with him all the time.
His
girlfriend or whatever. Yeah.
It's gonna be so obvious once I see it. Just won't.
I know, it's bugging me too. Just tell me. I don't want to look at it. Tell me.
Grace Kelly.
Yep,
oh my.
Grace Kelly. I love that movie. You ever seen Rope?
Yep.
With Hitchcock?
Yeah.
That's so good. That's pretty good.
I got that off Amazon a few months.
It's a little. I'm not a huge fan of the way the murderers act in the movie. Like their stupid decision to put it where it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what? What are you, complete idiots? Get rid of it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what bothered me, I think, the most about it. But in general, I like it for what it is.
For sure.
And it's Jimmy Stewart just going off. He's too good. Big Stewart fan. I just wrote a paper on him for a class.
Really? Look up on what specifically?
Well,
something
it was
like a biography or...
No, not really. I mean, I guess I talked a little bit about his life, but I talked about more like his influence on the public and stuff, and like his image and stuff, and how he was sort of like a semi... He wasn't totally like a heavily masculine figure, you know what I mean? Because he kind of had that, well, hi, I was about to do a Jimmy Stewart impression. It's awful. I'm not going to do that. Where he just kind of... You know the way he talks, right? Just the...
Oh, yeah. I don't want
I'm trying to think of one, but I don't want to do it because it's going to sound really bad. Nope, I almost did it again. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I know what you mean, though. I know.
It's just like, well, you know, like kind of like that. You know, like a little bit of that, like,
yeah,
like he talks from the back of his throat.
You're right. I can.
But no, I talked about how he's not like a super masculine figure, but he was in terms of like how people viewed him because he fought in World War II. He was a fighter pilot, not a fighter. He was in a bomber plane. That's what I mean. Not a fighter pilot. But he did runs over Germany and stuff. And then, like that was probably good for the studios. They're like, oh, here's this man, this big actor. He fought in World War II. He saved our country and stuff like that. So, like, publicly, that would have been great for him. And then he was also sort of like a family man, remember? And It's a Wonderful Life. Remember that? The biggest Christmas movie of all time.
I'm going to look like an idiot, but I have not seen that.
That's some good stuff. Some good Jimmy Stewart.
I do know what it is, but I just...
Vertigo. You seen Vertigo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, all right, good. I like how you're giving me that face like, yeah, of course. I'm like, well, I haven't seen It's Always... I almost said It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Like,
what is wrong with me? It's A Wonderful Life. There we go. Well, I had another... Oh, wait, give me some more. Come on. What else you got? Come on. Wait, you only said one movie, right?
No,
and
I know.
We spun off into a tangent, or I did, for however long that was. He said Rear Window. Come on, give me...
Well, I mean, Prisoners.
Give me a movie. Well, sure, yeah.
What was another one? This is so hard.
Do you have a list of them?
No.
What? You don't have a list like I do?
I started one on IMDb, but I never, continued to do it.
Oh, just think more generally. Come on. You can do it. Give me some thoughts. Give me some moves. Some movies.
I like Forrest Gump.
That's a dumb choice.
Really? Why? Just generic?
Yeah.
Boring. I know,
no,
but
I'm sorry. The Godfather.
No.
Shawshank Redemption. I'm just saying the most
That's
cliche.
probably my favorite movie of all time.
Which one?
Goodfellas.
Yeah.
And that's kind of generic, maybe, but...
Are you ready for the 3 movies that if anybody ever says them, you know they don't really care about movies? Like, I'm saying, if they are essentially their primary...
I know what you mean.
And only true favorite movies, can you guess what the 3 are? I just said one. I said 2, actually.
What?
The Godfather.
Okay.
That's 1.
Yeah.
What's another one? I said it, too. I said it before. Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, yeah.
What's the other one? Come on. This is what people will always say. This is my favorite movie. They probably saw half of it, and they're like, ew. Well, that's probably for these 2.
Well, what is it?
It's Dark Knight. Those 3. Those 3.
Yeah, I can see
Those are the biggest 3, I think, anybody... Now, let's say you have someone...
Especially Shawshank.
Who oh my god, especially Shawshank. If you have someone who checks off those 3 as being their primary, only favorite movies, you're just like, you don't know anything. Perhaps I'm judging too much, but I think you can make an assumption that perhaps they just saw, the biggest movies and the best movies of all time, and then it's got those 3 at the top, and then what else would be on there? Like Vertigo, and
Ratatouille. That's probably one of my favorite animated movies of all time.
That's a good movie. That movie makes me hungry. It
Yeah.
does. It's a good movie too, though.
A really good movie. Yeah, definitely.
I just really, that's a great one. Good choice. The classic Pixar.
I mean,
Pixar goes off.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off for just
Okay, sure. Yeah, I didn't even, I hadn't even seen it until about a couple years ago.
Really?
I just watched it for the first time. I just never ended up watching it.
I'd even watch it on days I'd skip school sometimes. For
you'd watch it when you skip school?
But act sick and...
Oh yeah, you're like, yeah.
Can't go to school.
And then at school, your professor would be like, Kusha. Kusha. Actually, well, they probably just say Ryan, right? They wouldn't call you Kusha.
No, yeah.
Ryan, hello?
You know
Ryan?
who a friend requested me on
who?
Facebook yesterday?
Who?
Hutch.
Our old teacher from however long ago.
Yeah, did you have any classes with him?
Yeah, I had him for, I think it was just the base digital design class, which is fairly simple. Very simple. Not fairly, it was insanely simple. To me. Okay.
Another one, I don't know why.
Thank you for that information. Thank you. I didn't get one, so you probably feel special. I mean, I didn't know him too well anyways. All right,
Psycho. Give me some of your favorites. Come on now.
All right, you want some of mine? You want some of my faves? Some of my gems? Are you sure you're ready for this?
Maybe.
Are you sure? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be judging when I'm listening to your list. I do judge Drake because Drake deserves a little bit of judging.
How come?
Oh, you know what? Okay, I need to say something. So last time I talked on here with Drake, our last Watchmen thing, I was a little harsh to Drake, and Drake knows that I'm sorry, but those who thought I was too harsh, I probably was, and that's what I have to say. Cool. Sorry, Drake. Okay, here, Koosh. Listen to this. So I got top. These are not my true list. What is going on here? IMDb changed their website. Do you use Letterboxd at all? I've been using that recently too. It's only movies, nothing else. That's a pretty solid So here we go. Top 50 of all time. You got any others? I don't want to go through all mine because I think
I can go along with yours. Probably some of them are.
All right, I'll start from 50. Start from the bottom. So for my ranking, no way we're gonna go through all these. It'll be impossible. We'll be here for 20 years. Of my top 50, top 20 are the best of all time. But my top 10 are all tied for first.
Okay.
That's my thing. So I'll just name off a couple starting from the bottom. So you got like There'll Be Blood. Oh, so
good.
This
is number 50?
This is 48. I'm skipping a handful as we go here. All right. I love Last Samurai. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of that movie. It's good.
I haven't seen it, but I do know what it is.
The plot has been somewhat done before, but it's just soundtrack, the action, and just all the characters. It's a bizarre movie for me to love, but I do. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's a good one. So good. Jack Nicholson.
And I
Danny
I
DeVito's
bought that
briefly in that movie.
4 years ago, and I've still not watched it.
It's very good. You bought it on Blu-ray, you're saying?
Yeah.
You just haven't watched
Amazon.
it? Let's take a look. Well, No Country for Old Men, you have to put that on there. Javier Bardem is
excellent.
Too good. And then
I only saw that for the first time last year.
Really?
Yeah.
When they added it to Netflix or something? Okay.
But
at least you eventually watched it though.
But again, I had that 3 years ago. I bought
it,
but never watched it.
Before Sunrise. Did you ever see those?
Isn't there Before Sunset or something like that?
Yeah, Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and then Before Midnight. It's so good. Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
It's essentially not one whole shot, but it's one conversation. Essentially, is one. Okay. It's one night of these two together, but I mean it's like a long conversation. Essentially, is what it is.
Okay.
But I really like it. Very good. And then I got Leon the Professional. Did you ever see that? Super good.
That was really good too.
I'm a fan of that one.
What?
It's got Gary Oldman playing another bad guy. Though. He plays so many. Gary Oldman plays a million bad guys in the 90s and early 2000s. He plays every villain you could think of in every movie. Not every, but in a lot. Well, I'm sorry, I interrupted you when you were talking.
No.
About Leon.
He was good in it though.
He is pretty solid. Jean Reno, that's his name, the main guy. Some others, let's see. Those are the classic. You get it. Let's see. Gran Torino. You gotta love Clint Eastwood. I love Clint Eastwood.
Oh yeah.
He's great. He's kind of he's not the nicest person in real life, but I love his films and I like the ones that he's in. Yeah. Goodfellas, obviously have that on mine.
Sure.
Whiplash, classic movie from 2014. Good stuff. Inception.
Yeah.
No doubt that's going to be on here. Fellowship of the Ring, first Lord of the Rings. Got to toss that on there. If you don't, then you're not human.
Probably wouldn't.
Now here we go. Now we're getting to the top 20. Like I said, I'm skipping
for sure
amongst all these. We got A New Hope.
Okay.
Come on. Unless you're insane.
There's some Star Wars in there, for sure.
Drive. Love Drive.
Definitely.
I'm just going by it. Blade Runner 2049, number 18. Birdman, number 17.
Still haven't seen that.
Oh, you're out of your mind.
That's another one I bought when it came out, but still haven't watched it.
Number 16, Memento. So good.
Yeah, that was good.
I actually really didn't like it the first time I watched it. I think I was in a heavily negative attitude.
No, yeah. I started watching that,
again.
And then I got really confused by how it was being told.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get you.
And then I watched it again. And
I went back into it and loved it a lot. Spotlight, number 15.
Yep, I had
another good movie from 2015. The first Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Obviously great. Last of the Mohicans. Very good.
Still haven't seen that. I've wanted to.
You know what it's about, right? It's about Daniel Day-Lewis is in it. It's about a small group of Native Americans, and Daniel Day-Lewis's character was raised by them. Since he was like a kid, since his family was, that's not really significant. Anyways, so he was raised and trained with a father and son who are essentially the last of the Mohicans.
Yeah.
And essentially it takes place within the French and Indian War, and they're trying to guide a precious person to another location intermixed with the French and Indian War. So you have multiple tribes fighting either for the British and colonies, or you have them fighting for the French, obviously. And then you have the British and the French themselves clashing with their armies. They're super good. It's one of the few movies of that time period that you would even really see. Number 12, Letters from Iwo Jima. So good.
Still haven't seen that. Been meaning to.
Number 11, American Beauty.
I've still not seen that. There's a lot, dude. Of like, some good stuff, for some reason, like early 2000s, I have a lot of movies.
Really? I don't know. You got a list to watch, man. Get on it whenever you can. Don't make it feel like a chore. That seems silly.
Oh no.
Okay, here's the top 10. My top 10. The Big Boys, tied for first. Number 1. So here we go. Lawrence of Arabia. So good. Dark Knight Rises.
Come on. I can't believe that.
Oh, Dark Knight's in the other list down below. Sorry, I didn't say that. Then The Pianist. Ugh. Not a happy movie, but so good. I remember watching it with Drake, and he fell asleep because he's dumb. Sorry, Drake. You're not dumb. I take that back, Drake. I take that back immediately. Please forgive me. All right. Then Schindler's List. Not a happy movie, but a great movie. Yeah, no. Ralph Fiennes does great. Liam Neeson does great. Ben Kingsley. Everybody's good in that movie. Now, here we go. Here's a great one. Lost in Translation. So good.
Can we watch that?
Bill Murray.
Somerville? I think we watched that. Yeah.
I don't know. What's it about?
Who's the girl that's in that?
Scarlett Johansson.
Yep. Okay.
Super good. She was like, I think she's like 18 or 19 in the movie. It's weird sort of friend duo, but super good.
It came out in like 04, right?
03, yeah. La La Land. I really enjoyed that movie quite a bit.
Did you like it the first time?
No, yeah, I did. No, you're thinking of Les Mis. That's a musical you're thinking of.
Oh, because I didn't like Les Mis the first time. I didn't really meet you guys until I think.
Oh, you mean like me and Drake and stuff? Well, that would have been 2016. So what? Yeah, you would have. Yeah, we would have talked about it.
No, but I don't think I started hanging out with you guys as much as.
No, well, it was like our end of like our senior, my senior year with Drake. I'm pretty sure that's when. Yeah, man, you were out and about. Huh. You were there. I think it was wasn't that the last half of senior year is what that was for the most part, or was it the whole year?
I think it was the finals before.
Well,
because you remember I did that.
I know it was
Five Guys.
Oh, you bought Five Guys for everybody.
And that was during finals or.
No, it wasn't. Well, yeah, it was finals for the first.
Was it the first I can't remember even how our thing worked.
No, we had finals for each half of the year, and then we had different classes.
No, yeah.
Right? I don't remember. Who cares? Yeah. I don't care enough about the class schedules, but I'm pretty sure it was at least the halfway point of my senior year, your junior year, way back when. Okay, Gladiator, gotta put it on there unless you're insane.
Easy.
Maybe you are nuts. I don't know. Who knows? Dark Knight Rises.
I just.
Oh, didn't I say that already? Yeah, I already said
that.
Yeah,
I just can't believe.
What? You can't believe I like that slightly more than Dark Knight?
What?
It balances so many other things more than Dark Knight. Okay, here's the thing.
Give me your.
I just love the full test of Christian Bale fully becoming what he's meant to be and becoming the symbol, and that it's more about another hero's journey again, or not hero's journey, but another rising of him to prove himself. And I just love it. I love all the characters. I love I like that it's a sequel to not just The Dark Knight, but to Batman Begins itself, to both movies. It's a sequel to both those movies.
All right.
And it harnesses so many other pieces of those movies.
Yeah.
And pieces them all together in the best way you could, I feel like.
I think the thing that really bugged me about that movie is how Bane died for some reason. How he just got, how Catwoman busted through and just shot him.
You saying you didn't like that?
I just thought...
Well, Batman shouldn't kill him if that's what you were hoping. That doesn't make any sense. Because Batman doesn't kill. He doesn't kill anybody.
True. Right.
That's his whole code.
That's right.
What were you thinking there? Come on. That's why they give it to Anne Hathaway, because she doesn't have that code. She's like, boom! See ya, Bane. I mean, I guess you could have gotten rid of him in some other way, but he's never killed anybody. The closest he's come to it is when he didn't save Liam Neeson. That was the closest he's ever come to killing, which isn't killing.
He was like on the train, right? And
yeah. And he's like. No, I remember the line specifically. He's like, you finally learned to do what is necessary, and then he goes like, he's like, oh, you gotta. No wait, crap. Hold on, I'm gonna get this down exactly. And he goes like, oh, it's right there on the tip of my tongue. He goes like, he's like, I'm not gonna kill you, but I don't have to save you. And then he goes, he throws the batarangs behind him, right. And the train breaks in half, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense for why he just throws like 2 batarangs behind him, and then they bust open the whole train. And then he's like, he opens up his wings and his cape, and he floats out. And then Liam Neeson's like, oh no! And then he embraces it.
Yeah.
he closes his eyes.
Doesn't he have the sword?
And he sort of like goes in like a little bit of Zen moment.
Yeah,
And then it crashes into the underground parking ramp area. Good stuff. Great movie. Also, Batman Begins, also underrated. We talked about that, I remember.
For the new Batman movie, did they say that Two-Face is going to be in it?
Yeah.
It's John Hamm, right? Who is it?
What are you thinking about? You lost your mind. Well, remember how I told you that there was someone that we thought was casted, but it's not. Because Matthew McConaughey was a rumor for to be.
Dude, but no, I was thinking John Hamm
to play Harvey Dent Two-Face.
I think that would be good.
I'm gonna take a look, see if there's any update. I mean, here's the thing: you can't ever truly trust the casting list on IMDb because it's always subject to change. I'm curious if they have anything else on here. Here we go. Oh wait, we talked about John Turturro was cast as Carmine Falcone.
Well, do you think he would have been a good Batman?
Falcone. What?
John Hamm.
Be a good Batman?
Yeah.
Maybe 10
well,
years.
Obviously, like an older Batman.
8 years ago. He could have been. Yeah, sure. I think so.
I still think he could pull it off.
I agree. I think he could be. What if he replaced Ben Affleck in their but their modern timeline crap of DC Justice League stuff?
I just can't. I can't see Robert Pattinson being Batman.
Why? Why not?
I don't know.
What is it? Tell me.
I don't know. I just don't. I mean,
you don't see it?
Something about it. There's a lot.
I remember
of
being
okay
with Ben Affleck way back when he was
no.
But the movies obviously that he's in are not good.
Yeah, but I thought he was a good one.
He was
a good choice.
I would have been okay with seeing him in his own Batman movie, but unfortunately, he was killing people, and then I never wanted to see his Batman ever again. Because he just goes right to killing people, but they don't really address. I don't want to talk about the movie. I'm gonna be in pain.
Kind of bad.
Ooh. Well, yeah, because they're using what's his name's image, Two-Face half
from Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I forget the actor's name too that plays that.
Oh,
that plays Harvey Dent.
Aaron Eckhart.
Aaron Eckhart, yeah. That guy's so goofy looking. He's been in a lot of crappy movies, but you know what he reminds me of? Reminds me of 90s action movies. You remember the guy that plays the president in Independence Day?
Yeah.
He's like, well, we will not surrender.
Oh, yeah.
This is our Independence Day. And he says it very sort of very corny in a way. I feel like if you've seen any other movies with Aaron Eckhart in it, he acts just like that. He reminds me of the 90s complete in
I, Frankenstein?
In physical form. Yeah, that's partially what I'm referencing. Mad. Yeah, where he does that same thing. And when he shows up, I talked about it with Drake. When he shows up at Midway, I'm like, this is awful.
You saw Midway?
Yeah.
Was it good?
No, it was awful.
Really?
Oh, it was quite poor. It was very painful.
How long? Was it a long movie?
It was fairly long. I talked about it before, how much I dislike that movie. It's quite a mess. But, whatever. Kusha, let's take a quick look. We're getting close to our end here. Let's take a quick look of what's coming up. Is there anything interesting? I know that one movie...
Knives Out. I kind of want to see it.
Whatever.
I feel like it's going to kind of be like that. Remember
it's just a Clue
the Midnight
movie.
Express movie? Was it Murder on the Midnight Express?
Murder in the Orient Express.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
That was...
See, here's the thing. Here's what I get worried about. No, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was bad.
It was?
I thought it was.
Here's the thing. There's this weird thing I've seen a lot where a movie will have a hugely great lineup of a cast.
Yep.
But where it's too big.
I know what you mean.
But then for some reason, it's horribly underperformed. It's like they put all the money into that casting, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And, like, no effort into the writing. And that's what I'm worried about. Here's the thing. 2 things I'm worried about. The cast being too good. I know that sounds weird, but it's too huge, too many big actors where I'm worried about their ability to focus on certain things. And then also, with it being Rian Johnson, who is a buffoon. But we shall see. We shall see, Kusha, how it is. Well, I think I'm gonna end it here.
Alrighty.
Kusha, I want to thank you for being a guest host with me.
Oh, for sure. It was a great time.
Thanks for joining on in. Drake
do it again maybe one of these days.
Drake missed out. He tried to go watch the Bucks. You know, whoa, that's a lot of fun, isn't it? Probably is for him, but not for me.
I'm jealous. I still haven't gone to a Bucks game yet.
You're jealous? Are you saying right now, if you had a choice to be at the Bucks game or be here, what would you pick?
Not like
be honest. Tell me, what would you rather do? Bucks game or here?
Don't put me in that position.
Come on, you can do it. It's all right. Tell me the truth. Speak the truth. Hurry. Come on.
I mean, a Bucks game you can't go to a lot, but you could do this.
So yeah, you would be able to. That's fine. You choose Bucks game. Whatever. All right.
I'd
Anyways,
like to do this
Koosh,
again,
I want to thank you for joining the Watchmen for our nice little show. This was on WSUW 91.7 The Edge. I want to thank, thank everybody. Thank life. I want to thank Koosh. I want to thank myself. I don't want to thank Drake because he, like I said, he bowed out. Bye, Drake. Thank you for not being here. Okay, have a good night. Bye-bye.